They say the night belongs to shadows, but in this jungle, the darkness protects the light. Deep within an untouched wilderness, far from the sounds of machines and the scent of smoke, there lies a forest where something extraordinary happens. Unlike other jungles, this one follows a rhythm no human has ever understood. Because when the sun sets and daytime creatures close their eyes, the guardians awaken. What they do next is beyond anything you'd expect. Out. A family of deer sleeping peacefully while panthers pace silently around them, not hunting, just watching, while birds nesting low to the ground, yet untouched by snakes that slithered nearby, and monkeys, usually restless at dusk, falling into deep sleep without fear, because something unseen stood between them and the danger. But as the moon climbed higher and the fireflies danced, the jungle came alive. The nocturnal symphony started with the crash of a fruiting tree, then echoed with the hoots of a lone owl. Each sound had a reply, each shadow a reason to stir. A troop of lungers emerged from the trees, cautiously at first, then with growing confidence. They foraged for berries, unaware of the eyes that watched them from the undergrowth. Before the night was old, a family of otters splashed into a nearby stream, joined by a pair of fishing cats. Even the smallest creatures seemed bold, unafraid. And with the first hint of dawn, they disappeared back into the foliage, leaving the jungle to its daytime slumber. To the local tribes, it was nothing new. They knew this was the jungle of balance, but outsiders couldn't understand it. They called it the land of the living dead. For here, life carried on, despite the ever-present danger. Here, death didn't claim all, only some. And that's why no one dared venture into its depths until curiosity overcame their fears. When explorers ventured in, they discovered something unbelievable. The jungle welcomed them at first, offering cool shade and fresh water. But as evening fell, the trees closed their leafy arms, and the jungle's true nature revealed itself. The chirping crickets turned into menacing screeches, the gentle breeze became a biting wind, and every rustle of leaves hinted at lurking danger. The newcomers huddled around their campfires, sharing stories to keep their spirits up. But behind their forced smiles, fear took root. For this jungle was unlike any they'd known. It demanded respect, even from the bravest hearts. It seemed to test their resolve, to push them beyond their limits. And they wondered, what was it trying to prove? One elder spoke of a wolf who once saved a young antelope from drowning not during a hunt, but at midnight, when no prey should have been spared. He leapt from the bank and pulled her out, then nudged her back to the herd without a sound. Another spoke of owls guiding a lost elephant calf to safety, hooting rhythmically until dawn. Every tale sounded impossible, yet they resonated with a deep, unsettling truth. In this jungle, the laws of nature were reversed. It was as if the animals had laid down their weapons and replaced them with something more profound. Something that defied understanding. But determination grew stronger, and the explorers ventured deeper into the jungle's embrace. As the days passed, they witnessed more astonishing sights. Once, a tiger stalked a deer at the edge of the forest. The deer sensed the danger, yet stood its ground. And then, just as the tiger pounced, a peacock spread its magnificent tail, distracting the predator. And that's when the deer bolted unharmed. Another time, they saw a family of pangolins rooting for ants and termites. Suddenly, a python struck, its scales glinting in the dim light. But instead of fleeing, the pangolins curled into tight balls and endured the python's coils. And just as they thought they would be crushed, the python released them and slithered away. Each encounter left them questioning everything they knew about the natural world. What kind of magic was this? Why did the pangolins survive the python's attack? And how did the peacocks defy the tigers? These questions echoed in their minds, but no answers came. And so they pushed on, determined to unravel the mysteries of the jungle of balance. Finally, a researcher set up a camera trap to track nocturnal movement. What it captured was chilling, a group of sleeping warthogs surrounded by glowing eyes. At first, they thought it was a glitch, a trick of the light. But then they saw the leopards reflected in the pigs' eyes, their bodies coiled around the sleeping mammals. And what happened next defied belief. The leopards didn't attack, they just stayed there motionless, guarding the pigs through the long hours of the night. Then just as quickly as they'd appeared, they vanished into the darkness, leaving the researchers shaken and confused. How could predators protect their prey? What was this truce they'd sworn? They named it the Jungle of Balance, because here, predators don't eat their prey, but protect them, a nightly ritual against the laws of nature. Many theories attempt to explain this behavior, but the jungle reveals its secrets to only a few. Some say it's empathy, an unspoken unity that blooms in extreme ecosystems where survival demands cooperation. It's a pact written in the stars, one that guides the animals of this land. In this fragile world, empathy is the law, and even hunters become caretakers in the dark. The jungle also holds spiritual significance, they say. Something sacred lives in its soil and sky, binding predator and prey in moments of shared vulnerability. When the sun sets, the jungle's soul awakens, transforming hunters into silent guardians. The most compelling theory echoes the jungle's heartbeat. Danger here has a time and place. The day belongs to life's rhythm, eating, caring, learning. The night, instead of reversing it, becomes a time of reflection, of silence, of watching over. While the daytime beasts feast and frolic, the nocturnal ones prepare for their nightly rituals. It's a dance as old as time, a testament to the harmony that binds the living and the dead. Some call it the land of the living dead, for here, life carries on despite the ever-present danger. Life here is a gamble, a game of skill and chance. Only the worthy can navigate its perils and witness its wonders. But not all who enter the jungle are changed by it. Many remain oblivious, victims of their own perceptions. To them, the jungle's warnings go unheard, its lessons unlearned. They leave with empty hearts, clutching trinkets and tails, seeking fame or fortune. However, some return transformed, forever marked by the jungle's embrace. They carry its wisdom in their eyes, its strength in their stride. They whisper stories around flickering fires, ensuring the jungle's legacy lives on. For those who listen, the jungle offers solace, shows that in the darkest nights, hope flickers, that even in the face of fear, courage blooms. It's a reminder that balance is nature's law, and sometimes predators must become prey's shield. It's a tale whispered on the wind, carried on the backs of birds, and etched in the rings of ancient trees. It speaks of a place where the night doesn't just shroud the world in darkness, but fills it with an eerie, otherworldly glow. This is the realm where the night creatures watch over the daytime beasts. Here, the sun's golden farewell paints the sky in hues of amber and rose, setting the stage for a nocturnal ballet. The air grows still, anticipation hanging heavy as the first shy bats take to the twilight sky. Then as darkness drapes its velvet cloak over the land, the night creatures stir. Silent sentinels, the leopards emerge, their emerald eyes gleaming like twin stars in the deepening gloom. Their lithe forms glide through the underbrush, moving with a grace that speaks of generations of practiced stealth. With each rustle of leaves, with each chirp of crickets, the jungle's orchestra swells, composing a symphony of the night. The symphony reaches a crescendo as a lone wolf lifts his head and lets out a mournful howl. His call echoes through the dense foliage, a haunting melody that stirs the very soul of the jungle. As if in response, a chorus of howls rises, weaving together into a tapestry of sound that reverberates through the night. And then, as suddenly as it began, the cacophony subsides. Silence descends once more, broken only by the soft padding of paws on the forest floor. The night creatures have returned to their vigil, their presence a silent promise of protection. In this nocturnal ritual, the predator becomes the protector, the hunter, the guardian. And as the night deepens, their vigilance intensifies. The jungle rests easy under their watchful gaze, knowing that until the first blush of dawn, it is safe. With the coming of night, a profound hush falls over the jungle. It's a hush born of respect, of understanding, of a shared existence that defies the boundaries of species and the logic of the human mind. It's a testament to the enduring power of nature, a reminder that in the grand theater of life, there are performances we may never fully comprehend, yet are privileged to witness. So if you find yourself drawn to the mysteries of the night, if you seek the wisdom that whispers in the rustling leaves, then venture into the heart of the jungle. But tread softly, for here the rules of the day no longer apply. Here the night creatures rule and the predators protect. And when you hear the symphony of the wild, when you feel the earth thrum beneath your feet, remember, you are not just a spectator. You are part of the story, a thread in the grand tapestry of existence. This is the jungle of balance, where day and night intertwine in an eternal dance, and it's waiting for you to discover its secrets. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about the unsolved mysteries of the world, stay tuned for more updates. See you in the next video.